It is Friday. Ooh, look at that bright sun coming in the window. It is Friday, March 4th of 2022. And I don't even know if I'm going to get to everything today on Guy's Daily Drive. Bam! And welcome everyone to Guy's Daily Drive. I'm not quite on the main road yet, but I decided that I had, oh, there we go, lights green, decided I had so much that I wanted to talk about that I would just not waste any time. And I still don't think I'm going to get to everything. So here are the main topics. Some of the stuff I did yesterday, which I'm definitely going to talk about. The Apple event, and oh god, there was something else and I can't remember. It doesn't matter, so we'll just go with what I did yesterday in the Apple event. So yesterday, now I've talked before about how much my wife really loves guinea pigs, and has honestly since the kids brought a couple home for the weekend when they were in, or when Guy was in, I think, 4th grade. So that goes back, let's see, he was 10, so over 20 years that my wife has loved guinea pigs, and we've pretty much had guinea pigs almost non-stop for 20 years. Not quite the same record as with cats. I mean, as far as cats go, there was a period of 4 months when we didn't have a cat. But the rest of the time, since she and I have been married almost 30 years now, 30 years in August, we've had cats. But for the last 20 years, those cats have also been accompanied by guinea pigs. And there's been, and you know, the guinea pig's lifespan is nowhere near as long. Typically, unless they get sick, about 5 to 6 years. So there's been a constant cycle of guinea pigs kind of going through the house. And for almost that entire 20 years, there was one cage that we used. And it's you know, I mean, it's not that big of a cage. It's probably about 4 feet by 2 feet, so, you know, 6 square feet. And there was a ramp that went up to 2 different levels, and you know, I mean, plenty of room for 2 guinea pigs, which was fine until we had more than 2 guinea pigs. And I've told that story before. She got 3, and then one of them turned out to be pregnant, so we ended up with 4. And it was like, that is just not gonna work. Not gonna work. That little cage is not gonna work for 4 guinea pigs. So we had another cage, and we kind of built a makeshift tunnel in between them to give them a little more space. But it was still, I mean, really small for that many guinea pigs. So we started looking at alternatives, and there's a website called kvkaee.com, something like that. Basically, if you look up guinea pig cages, they'll come up. And they've got an amazing amount of guinea pig and rabbit cages, and all kinds of different ways that you can outfit for your little furry friends. So we looked at some recommendations for how big a cage should be for 4 guinea pigs, and the recommendation was basically about 6 by 4. So roughly twice the amount of size we had them in, and it's not really healthy for the pigs to be in that kind of close quarters. Plus, it makes them really anxious, and they fight and all the rest of that. So, started looking, and KV had a number of different sizes. It's all built on the same concept. It's these cage pieces with these interlocking pieces, and a couple of different pieces, if for a lift up arm. And it just gets put together. It's not cheap though. I mean, the cage that we ended up getting with a ramp, and we're not going to use litter anymore. We're using these kind of, I don't even know what you would call them. They're super soft, and they kind of lay down, and they do their business on that. But you have to get enough for at least 2 cage fittings, because you have to wash them, and you can't just leave the guinea pigs in a bathtub or something until you get the one that they had been using washed. So you have to kind of get enough to outfit it twice. So we got a 6x2 cage, which is roughly, I think it's a little over 80 inches long. So it's actually almost 7 feet long. And 2 of the pieces across, which is, I think it's a little more than 3 feet. So, or just about 3 feet. So 7x3 with a ramp that they can scoot up to and have fun with. And ordered it like a week and a half ago, and it came in last Tuesday. So we had been trying to decide how we were going to outfit everything, and what we finally ended up doing, because each of the boys growing up had their own bedroom. Well, of course, they're moved out now, so Tracy is using Peter's room for her office. So it's like, okay, well, why don't we take Peter's bed out of that room that you use for your office and put it in Guy's room, so that becomes like a guest room with 2 beds, and we turn Peter's room literally into your office, or Tracy's office, and a home for the guinea pigs. So what was it, Wednesday night, we took his bed apart, which was, it's solid metal. I don't even know how old this bed is, but it's super, super old. And it has been in the same place for 20 plus years, 25 years maybe. So it didn't come apart easily. It was reluctant to come apart. So, but we did. We got it apart, got it out of the room. And that made enough room to put the cage together. So when I got home from work yesterday, Tracy had already started, and I started to help. So she did most of the work though. We got the cage together, and it's lower than I thought it was going to be. It's not very high up off the ground, so we may consider building a little platform under it, but may not, we may just get used to it. But it's got lots of room. So the cage itself, I don't remember how much the cage itself was, but there was the 6x2 cage, which is almost 7 feet long and a little more than 3 feet across, and about a foot and a half high for their living space. A ramp and platform, 2 complete fleece, that was the word I was struggling for, 2 complete fleece outfittings for the bottom of the cage and the ramp, and 6 little boxes for guinea pig supplies that go underneath it. And the whole thing, everything included, was like $650, so it wasn't cheap. However, one benefit to the way that this is going to work now now is that we won't be buying guinea pig litter anymore, and that stuff is not cheap either. One bag, which literally was enough for 1 to 2 cleanings, was almost $20. So you figure it gets changed once a week, so that's $40 to $60 a month for litter that we're not spending. Oh, let's go low. Let's just say it's $40 a month for litter. So in the course of about a year to a year and a half, not buying that litter will pay for the cage and all the stuff that we got from KV.com. And so we finished putting the whole thing together, and there's like these hard cardboardy plastic pieces that you kind of fold and fit, that goes on the bottom, and fold and fit and goes onto the ramp, because it's all like cage pieces. So even the bottom of the guinea pig cage was a cage, so you had to have something down for them to stand on. And it keeps everything, for the most part, it should keep it all inside the cage. And I mean, they just got in it, so we'll see what happens. But it'll as soon as we put them in there, of course they're reluctant to get caught, and they run all over the place as you try to catch them. But once we got them in the cage, and we had their little huts in there, and we had some grassy grass for them, and some fresh vegetables and all the rest of that, and they had all this room, they started just zooming all over the place. And because they have the room now, I don't know if this term has ever been explained, or if I've ever explained it. It's called popcorning, and it's where they literally just jump right up into the air, and they usually do it when they're happy. So it's a sign of I'm a happy pig, so I'm gonna leap up into the air. So that's what they do. Or if they're trying to get your attention. I mean, most guinea pig behavior comes down to they're happy, they're angry, they're afraid, they're hungry, they want attention, and that's it. That's basically their emotional states. Not much else beyond. They're not exactly contemplating, what Shakespeare meant in some particular book, or the greater meaning of life. They're guinea pigs. They want food, they want water, and they want safety. So that's what we've given them, these 4 guinea pigs. And they really seem to like the cage. So, they were hopping and jumping and scooting and hollering all over the place, and you could hear them. They were chutting and weeking and just making lots of happy guinea pig noises once they kind of got settled in. And the cage itself it's fascinating. It's not, most of the guinea pig cages that we've had before, you've got like a hard plastic bottom, and then a cage that kind of snaps into place all the way around it. And it, that's what we had. So I wasn't used to it being quite as, I don't want to say flimsy. It's not flimsy. It's strong enough for the kinds of animals that you're going to put in it. And it's strong enough if one of the cats gets on top of it, it's not going to topple over. But it's, you could give it a good hard kick and it would basically crumble because of the way that it's designed. But it's designed for small animals, and that's what it excels at. And I'm pretty happy with the purchase, and I think that the guinea pigs will be much happier in their new environment. And as I've said many times, if you get companion animals, pets, whatever you want to call them. You have to make that commitment for the remainder of their life, their lives. And if you can't make that commitment, don't get a pet. Don't get something because you think it's cute and then you get bored with it and then put it out on the street or give it to somebody else or anything along those lines. That's cruel. And there's a lot of people that are like that. And frankly, anyone who could do that is just not a good person in my book. So every animal that we take in for life, for their life. That's how it works. All right, well, never got to the Apple stuff. I'll talk about that on Monday, which will be the day before the event, and we'll see how well I do. If you want to get a hold of me, you can send me email, guy@mymac.com or podcast@vertshark.com. VertShark is the YouTube channel where you can see all the vids. So you can like, share, subscribe. You see that? Like, share, subscribe. Just do that thing. It's so easy. There's also vertshark.com, the website. You can go on over there and see all the odds and vids that I post there. You can subscribe to Guy's Daily Drive, and you'll not only get Guy's Daily Drive, you'll also get kind of a more condensed version of the mymac.com podcast that I do with Gaz every single weekend, almost every single weekend. Last weekend was our 600th show, 600 shows that Gaz and I have done together. Amazing. That is just amazing. I don't know how he puts up with me. Sometimes I bet he wonders himself. I'm over on the Twitters, VertShark and MacParrot. You can support the channel by going to Patreon, patreon.com/VertShark, Coffee, ko-fi.com/VertShark, or PayPal at paypal.me/VertShark. That's going to do it, I think, for today. I really appreciate the fact that you have joined me. If you've watched or listened or whatever it is you want to do, I really appreciate it. And of course, you don't have to give me nothing. It's not that big of a deal. I don't make any real money at this, and I don't really care. I do this because I want to do it. But with that being said, I will see all of you next time right here on Guy's Daily Drive. Bye-bye. That's it, guys. We will see you all on Monday.